Hey peeps, we are back. We're talking The Real Housewives of Dubai, Season 1, Episode 4. Before we get into the show, there has been a few developments. Okay, so this week's episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Lisa Rinna says that she reached out to Denise Richards, and Garcelle was a little leery about it, and I think a lot of us were. So she reaches out to Denise, and it seems as if Denise was telling Garcelle that Lisa Rinna never really reached out to her. Well, Lisa Rinna went out to Instagram and she posted her text message to Denise. And it says that it happened on October 2nd. And she said, Denise, I'm deeply sorry for the way I treated you on and around the show. I hope you are doing well, and I wish you and your family nothing but the very best. And she has a little heart emoji. And there was a reply from Denise that says, thank you so much for your text. It means a lot. I hope you and your family is good. And she has the praying hands and a heart emoji. This could be spoofed. This could be forged, but I'm thinking that Lisa Rinna is not lying here. Denise did say that she thinks that the production got Garcelle to bring her up on camera, and she would like to know if she's going to get a check every time they bring her up. She also says that she really just doesn't want to be a part of the discussion, but she didn't mention if she really received these texts or not. So I'm thinking that maybe Lisa Rinna really did reach out to her. And if so, all she had to say was, yes, she reached out to me. It was a decent text message, and that's it. There's no friendship. There's no additional conversation. Let's squash it and move on, especially if she wants to get out of it and not be bothered. Now, moving on to the Real Housewives of OC. These California housewives are just doing too much. It seems that now that Teddy has been kicked off the show and she has been spending time with Tamra Judge, all of a sudden she understands her assignment. It's too bad that she wasn't this interesting when she was on the show. I think this is her way of trying to get back on the show. She has started a beef with Vicki. He is claiming that Vicki Gunvalson reached out to her bosses at iHeartRadio and tried to steal her job. I guess she was saying that Vicki wanted to replace Teddy. Now that Vicki is on the second season of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Ex-Wife Club Season 2, Teddy has some things to say. So Teddy goes out on Instagram and she posts a comment that says, I can only hope at Vicki Gunvalson got paid in gas cards because her love tank seems to always be stuck on empty lately. And of course we know that Vicki is always talking about her love tank being full. Then she adds, I hope this post doesn't have her calling my iHeartRadio bosses to try to take my job again. Gunvalson sees the post and gets in the comments and she says, what the heck? I never tried to take your job. I'm good, honey. I have a career at Kodo Insurance and I work with at Detcom. Oh, and my love tank is full and it is not stuck on empty at all. That was rude. Please don't use me for content on your podcast, please. Teddy then went on to say, any Bravo fans watching, I love that for you on Showtime with Vanessa Bayer. It's about a girl who scams her way into a job by lying about having cancer. Just feels so familiar. Vicki replies, wow, low blow. You know nothing about what transpired with my ex. This is why you only lasted 3 years. Me, 14. Teddy comes back and says, well, if we're talking about numbers, could you let us all know where you were January the 6th? Listen now. I have no idea who's controlling Teddy's Instagram, who is handling her social media, but clearly she is looking for somebody to pay attention to her. She is trying to get into the press and back on TV. Teddy, okay, girl, bye. Vicki probably did call. Who knows? I don't know. A lot of people don't like Vicki. A lot of people don't like Teddy, but it's entertaining. Get down in the comments, you guys. What do you think? I think that somebody is definitely gassing Teddy up right now to have her out here trying to get all this smoke from Vicki. So the show starts off with Dansbury and Sergio going to check out their new home that they are currently building. And let me just tell you again, they are rich, okay? At least she is. I don't know. I'm thinking that he might have a little money as well. This house is going to be amazing. And they are going to be building this house for quite some time because they were saying that it was supposed to be Dubai winter, but the builder was saying that the house wouldn't be ready not until the next summer. Not the summer coming, but the summer after that. So I have no idea if that had something to do with the pandemic or not. But this house is going to be beautiful. They do have a conversation about having a baby, and Sergio was saying that it was absolutely the most important that they have a child because his parents need to be grandparents. When she was on Watch What Happens Live, we did find out that his parents offered him money not to date her. I think that due to who she is, how she behaves, her age, his parents wasn't feeling her. And I don't think she really liked his parents either, but they got married anyway. The fact that he had no clue that two people could have a surrogate and the baby still be theirs says a lot to me about his age, his maturity level, and the fact that he mentioned that he had been reading up about surrogacy. How is it possible that you could read up and study surrogacy and not realize that it would be your wife's egg, your sperm, that creates this baby? He thought that the baby would be born and it would be the surrogate's baby. Boy.
He's clueless. He just thinks, two people have sex and the baby comes out. I'm very scared to have to do this again, but if I can't have the baby, Sergio won't stay. Fact.
You know what? I don't want to be in any kind of relationship that I feel that if I don't give this person a child, they are going to leave me. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm still getting that internship marriage feel, just like Ion said. Then we see Brooks checking out locations to develop a new spa/salon. Her first choice, I thought, this is rather expensive. It's 1,400 square feet and it's $18,000 a month. I mean, my house is bigger than this. I mean, it just seemed to be, too daggone much. But then when she goes to her second location, it's 2,000 square feet for $25,900 a month. I thought, yet again, my house is bigger than this. I mean, this is just too much. The cost of living in Dubai is really, really high. I have decided there has to be some rich man who is single and wants to marry me over there. I'm moving to Dubai next Thursday. Anyway.
I'm a woman of color. Not all lasers are safe for my skin color. Not all treatments are okay for my hair. So I was going to 10 different places to do different things. Opening up spa and salon for all colors, textures was a must. Every girl in Dubai deserves to look like me.
I absolutely love her idea. I think it's going to be beautiful. I think it's going to be very lucrative. I live in Ohio and I wanted to get some laser hair removal, and I had to check with about 5 different places locally just to verify that they had the right lasers for African Americans. And let me tell you, the first 3 did not. And I was shocked. I really was. I think this is an amazing concept. She says that her budget is $2 million and she has already gone over that. I can believe it. I can believe it. And she is going to have to do some really good business to afford almost $26,000 a month for the rent. This is crazy, but I'm wishing her the very best. Also, later in the episode, we see her speaking with her little boy, who I think is absolutely adorable. And I agree with her when she says that she could have him in private schools and she could have him driven to school, but she wanted him to be with other children and to socialize and to be on the bus. And that's something that I believe that I would do as well. But I also agree with her, there will be no bullying. There will be no bullying. Listen, I learned as a young age, and I taught my son at a young age as well. The only way to stop a bully is to confront a bully. I don't play that. When I was a little kid, I remember I was bullied on a regular basis by these 2 little girls, and I would run home every day because these sisters would harass me. And my mom, being a working mom, she wasn't home when I got home, so I would always let myself in. But it just so happens that one day my mom got home early, and when I came running in out of breath, scared, my mom asked me why. My mom says, "Oh, hell no, that's not how we live. No, ma'am, we don't do that." My mom had me take off my earrings, pull my hair up in a ponytail, Vaseline down my face, put on my tennis shoes and some jeans and come on outside. She said, we don't do that. We never run. Normally, I do not condone physical violence, but let me just tell you, somebody got their ass whooped, okay? And after that, the three of us, we was play cousins for the rest of the time that I lived in that neighborhood. Now, fast forward in life, I have a son. My son is being bullied at school. He tells me, he says, Mom, this guy hits me every day. And I said, what? I said, wait a minute, son, we don't do that. I said, let me tell you something. The next time that kid hits you, I want you to whoop his ass, because he is never going to learn to keep his hands off of you until you hit him back. And that's exactly what happened. The very next day, the boy hit my son, and my son, he's such a gentle boy. My son sends me a text while I'm at work, and he says, Mom, he hit me again. Can I hit him? And I said, oh, absolutely. My son dusted his ass. Do you hear me? And the school principal called me, and she said, I have your son here in the office. Him and another child got into a physical fight today. He told me that you told him to do it. And I said, that's absolutely right. I told him to do it. I'll be on my way to the school. When I got to the school, she said, did you really tell him to hit this kid? I said, I absolutely did. He's been hitting my son every day for the last 2 weeks. And now he won't be doing that again. And she said, well, that's the truth. She said she talked to the students who witnessed it, and all the students verified that the kid had been hitting him every day, and that today was the day. And ever since then, that little boy never touched my son or tried my son. It was all, hey, what's up? You have to confront a bully. I do not play that. Do I agree with physical violence? No, I do not. But if you come at me physically, I'm going to come back at you physically. So those of you who disagree, do not get down in my comments talking about, oh, you were wrong, you this, you that. Not only will your comment be deleted, but you will also be blocked. Okay? Then we see Nina and her husband talking about her new car and this license plate.
Do you want the big Phantom, or there's the Ghost? What is the SUV?
Let's just test all three of them out.
Okay.
I'll take a regular license plate.
D5 sold in Dubai for 33 million.
33 million for a license plate?
Listen, I'm telling you right now, there is no way in hell that I could ever justify spending $33 million on a license plate. I could not justify spending more than $125 on a license plate. I'm just saying, if I was one of the richest women in the world, there is still no way in hell that I would ever spend that kind of money on a license plate. Not when you have so many people who are in need in this world. So many homeless people, homeless veterans, so many children and women who are displaced. So many places like St. Jude, the Aladdin Shriners, so many women who have been through domestic violence, cancer research, AIDS research, COVID research. There's so many things that need researched and so many people that need help, food, homes. I mean, seriously, $33 million for a license plate? Get the hell out of here. That's just my opinion. So then we see Lisa. She's in her office working, but she's created this little play area for her kids. And the first thing I thought was, this is super sweet. But the second thing I thought was, this thing hanging from the ceiling is so dangerous, extremely dangerous. And that would not be a part of the play area. That is a no-go. I did see where somebody posted, so Lisa decided to put a play area next to her desk. Make it make sense. And she says it makes no sense at all. And I get no work done when I'm there in my studio, but it helps me with my mom guilt. Listen, I don't think that she should have any guilt for being a working mom. Does husbands have guilt for being working husbands? No, they do not. So mom should not have to feel guilty either. And I don't think that she needs to make it make sense. I think that having a play area so that she could be close to her kids is something that a lot of moms and some dads wish that they could do. I mean, think about all the parents who have to work and they miss this special time with their kids.
Daddy's not gonna come because in his office doing some important business.
Do you think mommy does important business?
No, how is Nina Rowan important?
Why is mommy's work not important, but daddy's work is?
Daddy gets money.
Mommy's business makes a lot of money. Thank you very much.
How much money did the company make last year?
How much did Minero make last year?
What, like gross revenue was eight
like
figures.
gross 8 figures.
Yes. No, because if I don't sign it or stamp it, it cannot get approved.
Okay.
That's the CFO's job. They keep you on budget. Do you think we could actually look at scaling it a bit faster?
Okay.
That's a great thing, because basically that's you proving me wrong.
Say that again?
No.
Now, the kids are adorable, and them talking to her about how daddy is so busy. He can't come in here to, check on you and see what you're doing because he's making all the money. And then her telling the kids that her company makes money too, but then having to call her husband to find out how much money. I thought that was hilarious. I think it was also really sweet that he finally admitted that she was right. I don't think that he was really being condescending to her. I think he was doing his job as the CFO. It's his job to make sure that they are fiscally responsible and that they are staying on budget. And if you're bringing in 8 figures and he is keeping you on track, I say he must be doing a good job. Let him continue doing that. I still love this couple. Now, Chanel and her husband, let me just say, I love them. I really do. When she said that he reminded her of Jean-Claude Van Damme because she had just seen a Van Damme movie, I chuckled because I remember I used to have quite the crush on Van Damme. I'm not lying. I mean, it was serious. I had to see every movie he was in because that man was attractive and very active. Anyway, this is not about me and my obsession back in the day. When they were on their date, that city backdrop was everything. I said, oh my gosh, I fall more and more in love with Dubai every episode. When she was telling him that their son was going off to college soon and she was going to have to move too, and he said, no, you are not married to our son, you are married to me. I giggled because that was me. When my son was talking about moving away to go to school at UCLA, the first thing I thought was, how quickly can I sell my house? Because if he goes there, I'm going to have to move.
So when I met Chris, I was supposed to marry my cousin. This is normal in my culture. And my cousin was hot, so there's not an issue with that. But I really loved Chris. I ran away from my wedding 1 week before with Chris. Do you know how pissed my family was? The goats were bought, the rice was made, the neighbors gave free cows. Don't marry outside our culture, especially a white man. A dowry is very important in my culture. Your parents raise you. They feed you, they shelter you. It's like an investment. So they want something back. Nobody's given away for free. We don't do free in my culture.
You know what? I absolutely agree with marrying who you love. I don't care what race, nationality, any of that. If you love them and they love you, marry them. You know what I mean? If you guys are happy together. Her saying that marrying her cousin is part of her culture and that it was okay because he was hot, that cracked me up. I said, well, at least he was hot. But no, ma'am. In my culture, we don't do that. But I totally understand it. When she said that her mom was so pissed off at her because the goats were bought, the cows were given by the neighbors, and the rice was already made, they were ready to celebrate. And she ran off with this dude from Idaho. I said, that's okay. I can only imagine her family being pissed. In my mind, I see the village all decked out and people are excited. I see the cows off to the side and the goats is, it's a lot. But, her mom likes him now, so that's really good. When she says nobody does free in her country and that he had to pay a dowry for her, $1,000, she says today that would be $20,000. I get that. I think that is a part of a lot of cultures. I don't blame her. Nobody does free in her country. I'm with it. This is one of the things I really like about her. She is very open. She is very honest. I love that she is sharing part of her culture with us. I like this couple. Their love seems to be so real, and so does Lisa and her husband's love. It seems very real, very natural.
The second marriage, oh my God, disaster. If he didn't accept your child, no. He verbally said it at the beginning, but then after that. But I learned, and now I will definitely make better choices in the future. When we froze our eggs, or my eggs, he wasn't allowed to mix his sperm with them because we weren't married. Now you can do that before marriage. It just changed because you can live together.
I love me some Sarah, but there is no way in hell that I would have ever married a man who did not accept my son. There is no way that you can get around or fool me about it. It's not. Me and my son are a package deal. You better love him as if he was from your loins. Do you understand me? Don't play with me about my kid. That just does not happen. You know, she says that she has learned her lesson and, you know, she'll do a better job in the future. You know, Dubai is really strict. If you wanted to do in vitro, you could not fertilize your eggs with semen of a man who is not your husband, and that you could not live with a man who was not your husband. And I was thinking, would they get arrested for living with someone who wasn't their husband? I don't know, but it seems that since so many Westerners have moved to Dubai, that the laws have now changed. Now you can fertilize your eggs with semen from a man who is not your husband, and you can live together without being married. So then Nina's husband's partner is having a birthday party, and this party is a 6-figure birthday party. I said, oh Lord, I can't imagine paying 6 figures for a birthday party, but I'd like to be invited. I'm just saying, call me.
There goes the bitch.
So sorry. Like, I really want to say that to you, but honestly, I feel like now you back up my no, she is different.
Baby, I know.
My husband has become one of them.
Why? Hey, why do you want? Baby, no. Honey, come on. I love you, honey.
Am I watching this?
What am I doing?
I hope she's gonna suck you. I won't.
Did she really just ask me if I want to suck her husband? No, I know you don't do it at home, girl, but I guarantee you I'm not the one, because Sergio would never go back to you if I was.
This to me just shows that Caroline is very insecure. I don't feel any confidence coming off of her. You know, I hear that when she was on Ladies of London, she was a boss on that show and that she was running things. Well, she's not going to be able to do that on this show because all of these ladies are very accomplished and confident. She is coming off as extremely insecure. I didn't like the way that she treated Sergio at all. He seemed to be the peacemaker. He was trying to speak to Ayan about giving his wife another chance. He was telling her that I know if you guys spent more time together, if you talked it out, you would be great friends. I just hate the way she did that. You know, personally, I think that he is a housewife because that man makes sure that he is at every occasion. He is on our screens constantly. None of the other husbands was hanging around. He was right there in the midst. He wants to be a housewife, but he is more respectful than she will ever be. I think that she was extremely unpleasant to her husband. She was disrespectful to that man. And she was angry at him for being social with Lisa and Ayan. What does she want? Her grown man husband, well, her 27-year-old husband to be disrespectful to women? I think that it's a very good attribute to have, to be kind to others. I mean, she's just bitter. And then for her to come back and lie and say that she never called them, that she was never upset with Sergio for talking to Ayan and Lisa. And that comment that she made about, are you going to suck his dick to Lisa or whatever that was so disgusting and despicable. And I agree with Lisa 100%. She's not going to do that. But if she did, he wouldn't be back. Period. I mean, yuck. Then when she was on Watch What Happens Live, she called Ayan aggressive. Really? Really? First you called both of these ladies them. When you were at Nina's dinner, you called Ayan that one. And now aggressive? I am side-eyeing the hell out of you, ma'am. You know what? Maybe Carolyn is just upset because she's got that rent-a-husband, internship husband, and Lisa and Ayan seem to be in real full-fledged love affair marriages. I don't know. Jealous much? Now, you know, Bravo's Housewives get the next week's episode a week in advance. It seems that Carolyn Brooks is upset at somebody. She puts out a tweet that says, imagine lying so much, but everyone in Dubai knows your business and is about to expose you. Keep my name out of your effing mouth before I come on these social media platforms and tell them all the stories they don't know. I don't like you. Don't test me. Somebody replies and says, do not post anything on social media. If you're going to expose the girls, wait until the reunion. She replies, oh, trust me. We are waiting for the reunion. Okay, I have no idea what the hell this is about. I have no idea which girl this is about. Anybody want to put out any guesses? I'm thinking that it's either going to be Stansberry or Ion. One of those two. Also, I did notice that on Watch What Happens Live, Andy asked Stansberry why she was so upset that Ion called her Stansberry, and she said, because she doesn't know me like that. And remember when Lisa went out on Twitter and she said that they had gotten together as a group and said because they have two Carolines, they would go by last names? I think that Stansberry is just doing too daggone much. I think that she thought that she was going to be the star of this show, and she is not. And so her feelings are hurt. Girl, go on somewhere. Anyway, peeps, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.